On the border now with Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, the sheriff for Terrell County, Texas, which is located on the border. Sheriff, thanks so much for joining us on BBC News tonight. Great to have you with us. I just want to start with that first piece of news that we mentioned there, that there's going to be the surge of U.S. troops to the border. From your perspective down there, is that support needed, and how can these troops be used to help those operations that Donald Trump wants to see done?
Howdy, Sumi, and thank you all for having me on tonight. And I'll start off with, this isn't the first time that we've had active duty military on the border. It's actually the second time. And, over the last 4 years, we've continued to have the presence of National Guard members. But back in 2019 and 2020, when I was still a Border Patrol agent, I was actually Border Patrol's liaison to the Department of Defense down here in San Antonio, Texas, which is called U.S. Army North. And what they would do is they would receive what's called the request for assistance from the Department of Homeland Security, what needed to be done. And then I would sit down with their planners, and we would come in up with a plan of action. So we'll see what the Department of Defense right now at this moment is going to be just support roles. They'll be helping, of course, continuing the building of the fence, the border wall, and then we'll see them also provide helicopter support, maybe some other aerial assets to provide kind of surveillance capabilities. They'll also be operating what's called MSC trucks. Those are mobile surveillance cameras. And then they'll help with maybe some detention and transportation. So all of it will be in support roles that typically Border Patrol agents do. It'll free up Border Patrol agents so they can be on the line to catch people. Okay. And then we'll have staff that'll help us with some of those other jobs that doesn't necessarily have to be a Border Patrol agent.
And you were a Border Patrol agent, as you said, for 26 years. And I saw that you said that first and foremost, the priority is to secure the border. Immigration is separate. Can you explain what you meant by that?
Yes, ma'am. So if you actually look back, I joined the U.S. Border Patrol in 1996, and back then we were under the Department of Justice, Immigration and Naturalization Service. After 9/11 is when we got put into the Department of Homeland Security. And at that moment, we got out of that immigration role, and we became a border security. We're established to keep the Department of Homeland Security and us at the border, bad people and bad things out of the United States. Yes, illegal immigration, we cross paths with that quite a bit. Also, dangerous drugs that cross our border. But again, we're focused on that border and border security. Immigration is something that's, whether it's illegal or legal, something that we encounter. But again, we've got to focus on that border.
So what would you say that you need in terms of resources to be able to secure the border?
Yes, ma'am. So when we talk specifically about my county, look, we're the 10th largest county in the state of Texas. We have 54 miles of international boundary with Mexico. However, we only have a population of about 800 people. Illegal alien crossings, border security is our biggest crime there in Terrell County. What we need there is more technology, more Border Patrol agents. My county, we're currently up to 4 deputies and myself. We're really staffed for 2, but through Governor Abbott's Operation Lone Star, we've been able to hire 2 additional deputies, and we complement Border Patrol. We get out and we help them. But, other portions of the U.S.-Mexico border, there still needs to be border barrier built, whether that's, fencing, other infrastructure needs such as all-weather roads, lighting, of course, technology, which is your cameras, your radars. And then most importantly, you have to have men and women that wear a badge that can actually go out there and make an arrest.
In your time serving as a Border Patrol agent and now as sheriff, how have you seen the situation change over the years?
Look, this last 4 years, it has been unlike ever before. And I know y'all have heard that before, but it is true. I'm a lifelong resident of the U.S.-Mexico border. Where I ended my Border Patrol career is home for me. It's where I grew up, where I graduated high school, and where I spent the last 11 years as the patrol agent in charge in the Border Patrol. I started my career under President Clinton, worked through President Bush, President Obama, President Trump, and about 1.5 years of President Biden. I can tell you those first 4 administrations I mentioned, they all worked with Congress, in an effort, Republicans and Democrats, to make the border more safe and secure. This last administration, and again, I don't just want to call it out, but it completely dismantled the hard work. Border Patrol turned 100 years last year. 100 years of progress that administration completely dismantled in about 6 months.
All right, Sheriff, really interesting to get your perspective from there on the ground. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sumi, thank you. God bless you.